Cultural dirigism and the free market culture. If we agree that there is orality and the written word, rural culture and urban culture, great culture and pop culture or subculture, then we cannot ignore the fact that in every societal type, ancient, feudal, modern capitalist or socialist, cultural dirigism was present at the ideological level, the level of power. The elites imposed the cultural model that maintained and promoted the cultural values ideal, whether chivalrous or religious, humanist Renaissance, classical Enlightenment, Protestant utilitarian, bourgeois democrat, socialist, proletarian. In all these cultural models, the cultural values are displayed in a pyramid with the great culture at the top, the official culture, the culture of the power. From antiquity towards the end of the 20th century, there is a continuity of paradigm, namely a succession of great cultures. The dismantling of the socialist model in the last decades of the 20th century brings about structural change, discontinuity, a leap that becomes every day more obvious in the 21st century. The free market culture. What is the free market culture? The free market culture is the liberalization of cultural values that can lead to the competition of value and non-value. Anything goes, everything is valid, everything is okay. Yet, everything has a price. Nothing is free of charge. We deal with a paradigm which, after 4 millennia of thesis, of implementing a cultural values ideal, shifts to antithesis, the deconstruction of a cultural values ideal, towards a free market of cultural values commercialized together with non-values in attractive packages. An interesting question can be whether we can still speak of cultural dirigism after this shift of paradigm. The answer is affirmative, even if it appears as contradictory. A type of society that globalizes the neoliberal model, globalizes and puts on the market diverse cultural values, great and small, values as well as non-values, in a bazaar bringing huge profits to an elite in power, the oligopolistic corporations, the 1% of the planet that owns a surplus superior to any investment of classic capitalism type. The deregulation of cultural values benefits the oligopolistic class, and the culture of this class is not anymore a great one, an absolute cultural ideal at the top of a pyramid, but free market materialism, devoid of the aura of classical, Renaissance, Enlightenment, Romanticism eras. Neoliberalism is antithesis, anti-culture. The corporatist power privatizes cultural values, or rather auctions them. You are free to choose and pay for your favorite show. The cultural dirigism of other eras, in which, for instance, mysteries and miracles as a medieval theater of the Christian spirituality, or the parades and cultural programs of socialism, are replaced today by horror fiction, movie and theater, Armageddon scenarios, at a sale price, for a limited time only. I would say it's not a determined tendency towards these genres, but cultural dirigism, a culture of fear, terror, chaos, mental, psychological control of the 99% who pays for this show and never gets it for free, as in the case of medieval mysteries or socialist parades. We live the antithesis, the anti-culture, with loathing or in awe, and all we can say is by now the universal phoneme, wow. Are we going to overcome this moment in history, to complete antithesis and shift to synthesis? From a dialectical standpoint, yes, but the duration or the difficulties of this process are not for us to say, but for future generations.